We're engine swapping a Dodge Challenger, and today's race has introduced a competitive rival for it. Starting in position 18, with 772 performance points, hits the McLaren F1 GT3's race car. And 2 positions back, and about 50 performance points down, there's us, in our engine swap Challenger. Starting off the race, we're gonna need a game plan. This McLaren is tough, so best thing we get in front of it early. Then we gotta put as many cars between the two of us as possible. That is our best chance at walking away with a win today. And with that, we've taken the McLaren. But the pressure is not off yet. You see, he's gonna get foolish ideas to take his position back if we don't find some sort of buffer that we can put between us. Actually, why don't we go and check in on McLaren for a second? Well, he's still right behind us, but with the way he's cornering at the moment, and right before a long straight, that is exactly the opportunity that we need to get that buffer started. And this car excels on the straights. As we come down to the end of the straight, we have really created a nice buffer between us and the McLaren. We may lose a position back to the Mustang on the corner, but it's okay. He's pushing pretty hard at the moment, and it still leaves us with a decent buffer to hold on with. Coming around to the final section of the track, we notice our buffer is down to 1 car. Luckily, it's the Beetle, and it's doing what it does best, which is getting in the way. If it manages to keep that up for the next 4 and a bit laps, it's going to make it an easy win for us. And I have no problems taking an easy win for once. Nothing good lasts forever, unfortunately, and the McLaren decides it's sick of being stuck behind the Beetle. It makes a move, and now we need to create an all-new buffer. Luckily, there are a few cars in front of us who are happy to take that position. Also, I think it's time we stop playing around with this Mustang. So, as we come up towards the tunnel, we put him behind us, and that's yet another one added to the buffer. Speaking of buffers, it's probably time that we check in on the McLaren and see how he's getting on with all of the traffic that's back there. That is a sight you absolutely love to see as he's swamped by cars. And as he enters the tunnel, we're already coming out and heading towards that straight. And this tunnel is a testament to just how powerful this car really is on the straights, because we enter an 11th with 10th and 9th, a decent portion in front of us. Yet by the end of it, they're both behind us, we're in 9th, and 8th is right there, waiting for us to make a move. Entering the corner section, we're having a bit of difficulty keeping up with 8th, let alone finding a gap where we can make an overtake. I guess we're going to have to hold on to the nearest straight. I wonder how the McLaren's getting on back there. Well, he's still surviving, and it's good to know that the Mustang is now causing him issues. Don't you spin, Mustang. You do your job and hold that McLaren back. Coming around the last few corners to the end of the second lap, we are in 9th place, and we've got a 3-car buffer going all the way back to the McLaren. Now that's a pretty good safety net, so let's push forwards. Now that we've taken the Suzuki VGT and it is firmly behind us, our next aim is on that group of cars up in front. There's 3 of them, and they're a bit too far ahead to catch on these corners. Once those straights come around, no doubt we'll claim those positions. And as we come around the corner onto that straight, it's time for the Challenger to show us just what it is capable of. So we put the foot to the floor and unleash all the power that the thing has to offer. We end up taking the entire trio in a matter of seconds, and with that, we're now after the podium spots. And our first target is just in front of us, and looking a little slow. And as we come up the hill, third place spots his buddy in the caravan, and stops to have a chat. This causes us to plow directly into his back, and lose all of our momentum. Worst is, We don't even get a position out of it. Now that third place knows I'm behind him, he has got to be panicked, as he's just as aware as I am that there is a nice long straight coming up. And here we are at that aforementioned nice long straight, the place we have been waiting for, and third place has been dreading. So, as our top speed climbs higher than his, so does our position as we enter third place. With an amazing run onto the high-speed corner section, we easily close the distance on that GR3's in second place. And with the tunnel approaching, it's a good spot to make a move. So, we easily take the silver, and now we are after that goal. Man, I've got to say that I am blown away by this Challenger. You see, I've always liked a small, agile style of car, rather than big bulky ones, and especially not muscle cars, which I've never really given a chance. I've always looked at their handling like trying to run while swinging a bucket of water around your head. But if this Challenger is anything to go by, then I've really been missing out, and I've got to give a few more of these cars a shot. With first place well and truly in our sight now, we've got a little more than a lap left to close that distance and then make a move to get in front of them if we're going to walk away with a victory today. The problem is, the car in front is a Ferrari. It's no easy task, and I know that somewhere back behind us is that McLaren slowly closing the distance. As the two of us come over the hill and down to the last corners before we start our final lap, we know that this Ferrari is by far the toughest opponent we've faced on this grid. Well, except for one. And that is the McLaren, who I'm happy to say looks like he's still bogged down by all the other cars. Now come on, Pickmarker, you had one job. And now, the McLaren's on the straight, and looking to get rid of the rest of my buffer. We don't have time to worry about that McLaren though, because we need to focus on this Ferrari. And with a couple of good corners, we close the distance, and before you know it, we are right behind them. Coming up to the tunnel, we do a late brake on the inside, entering side by side, and with our superior handling, by the end of the tunnel, that's us in first. And now, we just need to try and hold it for 3/4 of a lap, with two much more powerful cars breathing down our necks. Okay Ferrari, I managed to hold my lead from you the entire way through this corner section, and now it's a straightaway. So let's see what you got and find out if you're still even close to me at the end of it. That's not a good sign. I thought I would have increased my lead on the Ferrari a lot more than what I've done so far. And with the straight ending, we're onto a corner section. So I've got to try not to make any mistakes. Yet, I hit the inside on that corner, costing me what little time I had. And now that Ferrari is just breathing down my neck. I've really got to be careful if I'm going to come away with a win now. And as we come down towards the final corners of the lap, from nowhere, the McLaren flies in, using the Ferrari as a wall. And now it's a battle between all three of us as we sprint down towards the finish line. Luckily for me, I've got the raw power, and that enables us to walk away with a win today. Now as usual, we'll head over to the garage and take a look at the tune. Now the car is wide-bodied, so please take that into account, and for the rest of it, feel free to pause, take screenshots, however you get the information best. Really hope you enjoy the build. And, just as a side note, if you swap the racing softs for racing hards, the car will fit within the 700 pp range. If you stuck around to the end, thanks so much for watching guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. And, if you did, feel free to like, comment or subscribe, it really helps. Cheers once again. Alright, bye.